Hi, this is Satiris Basagropoulos. I'd like to welcome you to this evening's training. Tonight I want to talk to you about having problems website going down. Okay? So I don't know if you've been, online for long or had your own website for long, or been blogging for long, or whether you're just new. What you will find is you probably will have websites going down with stuff online. If you're just maybe a one-hit wonder and you put one site up and you do 2 posts on it, figure out how to do anything else. Problems, but like myself, and I had over 650 you're going to have maybe problems hosting. You're going to have sites going down. You're going to have some issues along the way. And really, what this training is about tonight is just some ideas of what could be going wrong and what could actually be your issue with your website. Okay. Now the thing is, even after doing this over 10 years, right? I don't know, it's probably something. During all that time, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started having problems with they were driving me crazy. Now I have my own I'm on my own dedicated websites, right? So I have the WHM, it's called, and WHM access to go in and restart. But the thing is that my hosting went down so bad that the actual WHM, which you can probably see login, the page login, my WHM actually wouldn't even bring up the page blank. It was completely off the error. That hosting companies do not listen, right? Now, a lot of people with my hosting and my hosting, right? Okay, but with 3 of the top hosting companies, and you click on and they'll ask you to log details you use to log in, and then it'll give you a wee message saying somebody will be with you in 5 minutes, or somebody will be with you sometimes in 40 minutes. Okay, so sometimes you'll be really lucky and somebody will be with you really quickly. Right. Now, the good thing about doing this for a long time is normally I have an idea what's wrong, or I have an idea. Okay, so when my WHM, so I can restart my server, which normally fixes the issues with your websites for a while. If there's some issues, at least for a short while, and give you time to even log in and find out what's wrong. He didn't listen to what I said. What I said to him is all my servers, all my hosting is down. My WHM is down. Started my when the people come to you from the hosting companies, normally they give you like a low level person, right? And this is just someone who can have a look and tell you do this or do that, and they don't normally, or I don't know, they just don't seem to have any at all. These people, right? This person gossiped on literally for about 45 minutes. Me telling them that 6 times what I needed. He finally decided to, put me to a level 3 admin, which is the highest level person actually turn the hosting account on and off. People who actually have some control of the thing and the messages. So finally, what's really, how this has ever happened to me, what's really amazing is that what was going on my site was I was actually logged into maybe 3 or 4 of my different websites at one time, right? Now, logged into 3 or 4 websites at one time because obviously you know that there's always going to be loads of people logging into your websites at one time, right? So that shouldn't bring your websites down. I've actually downloaded an SEO plugin, okay? Now I can't remember what it was called, SEO something SEO, right? But basically it was Google Chrome extension, yeah, Google Chrome extension, and that Google Chrome extension competition. But because I was opening my website in Google Chrome, it was checking my website. So what this software does is it analyzes your traffic, it analyzes your, page rank and your all those type of different things, right? And this thing was like resources, because not only was I opening one site at a time and this thing was going in and one of my opening 5 sites. So the thing is, even the host company, they said, I have a live chat. And luck, somebody said to me the next, I removed and that's all it took to solve it. Okay? So if you haven't heard of this before, you've ever had this, if you have a website, you can't make it, right? Like most days for a week. Or you don't have any business, you won't make any business. websites. It will your URL and it's the website. You'll pretty much know immediately that your site is a free job. And it's just for 50 and 30. Okay, this is while I was inside. Satyrs was you can see here again it went down for 12 minutes here for 2 minutes again. Okay, so now every time this goes down, within a few minutes I get an email saying okay, now here's a site which I'm having a problem with, which I have to fix. This site has been down completely. Some errors. So I'm gonna I already know about this, but I just haven't. But that site is because any right, it's been down like 250 years. Then it was up for 1975 hours. Up 3 hours 40 minutes. Down for 394 hours. This tells you, and you know that your site's down. This one here this is saying the site's down. This keeps telling me the site is down all the time. This is the only mistake I've actually made on this software, and that's that it's telling me this site is down. When I'm pretty sure that it's not down, and it hasn't been down. But mistake I've ever for one website there. All these sites here, 100%, 99.98%, 99.8%, 99.85%. So you can see, you know, your sites that are up. You can go here and click add a new monitor, and you can add your site. I would recommend if you have a website, if you haven't already done this, go here, set up an account, it's free, uptimerobot.com. Click, put your website there, and it means that you will save you money. You know, as well as if your website gets hacked. Sometimes your website can get hacked as well. Okay. I don't think I'll go to the training right now because quite a lot, and there's quite a lot to that as well. So I won't go into that this evening, but I will do a training later on about how to secure your site from hacking, right? Now you can secure it only to a certain extent. You know, at the end of the day, they'll probably get into it anyway. An amateur, if you do certain things, most amateur hackers will have, you know, difficulties logging into your site, or, you know, doing things and certain ways that they can to your site to actually damage it. Okay, so if you've any questions, give us a shout. I'm just logging in here on my mobile to Facebook to see if you have any questions. It's a little bit on the slow side. Okay, so what I want to talk about also, you know, other problems with your website going down. Okay, so I told you about that bit of software, which is sort of like an external thing, which was bringing my sites down. Now I'll tell you some other things which have brought my sites down in the past. And if you ever have problems with your websites going down, you might want to check these as well. Okay. And that is, if you have multiple sites on the same server and you have Google Analytics on your server, on all your sites, what you can find is, you can find that Google Analytics can visit the sites all at the same time. You know, so if you've got 20 or 25 sites in a server and you've Google Analytics on all of them, you might find that you get 25 visits from Google, and that in itself can take your sites down. Right, that has happened to me before. I had to take Google Analytics off a lot of my sites at one stage, because that was go into if you go into your plugins, quite often you'll install a plugin in your site. And sometimes some of the plugins clash with each other. Now, the people who make the plugins don't always know what other plugins you're going to put, right? So they, they don't know that their plugin's going to clash with this plugin or that plugin most of the time. I'm sure maybe sometimes, people, I'm sure sometimes people maybe do know, right, that there's a problem with other things if they, created a plugin and maybe they've had experience of, their plugin and another plugin having a conflict. Right? But generally, I'll tell you, if you have a plugin problem, what generally happens is when you go to your website, right? So when you type your URL, your screen goes white. This is a very, very common problem with WordPress plugins. So don't think your site's left or your site's damaged or your site's messed up or whatever. If you go to your site and you get a white screen, okay, like that, it's probably 2 or 3 plugins have a conflict. Now, the only problem about it when it does have a white screen on the main website when you go into your WP-admin, it's also going to give you a white screen, so it means you can't actually log in to the back office here in your plugins to deactivate it, right? So what you need to do is you need to go into your cPanel, okay? Now your cPanel is like your back end of your hosting account, right? So let's see if I can find so so it'll be normally your website.com/cPanel to go into it, right? And then you would just log in. Okay, so this is just one of my many hosting accounts. I have a lot of different hosting accounts. So what happens? So your screen has gone white in WordPress, right? If your screen is white and you're going to your blog and it's just white and you can't log into the back office, right? What you want to do is you want to go into, it's called your file manager, right? So you go down here into your cPanel, you find your file manager, and just and when you do this now, the list will come different sites and different files. Okay, so whatever site your site problem is, you go to that site. Okay, say the problem, your site was called AMX Host, which is one of these sites. What you would do is you would go here, you'd click on the file AMX Host, and what you is you'll see a file called WP-admin, WP content. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to click WP content file. So you click WP content, and when you open it, you will see a file called plugins, right? Now if you click on that file, you will be able to see the different plugins, right? So what you can do is you can click on whatever plugin it is. If you think you know which plugin is messing it up, you can just go click on the plugin and just delete it. Boom. Okay, and that'll be your problem solved. You'll go now, you log in, and it'll work. Okay, if you don't know which file, which plugin's giving you the problem, you should just keep deleting. Just keep deleting the plugins until your site appears. Okay, when the white screen disappears, it means you fixed your problem. Okay, so you can just click here, say, right, I'll get rid of this, I'll get rid of this, get rid of this, and whenever you go to your site and it's not white anymore, it means you've sorted it out. That's generally what causes a white screen nearly all the time. It's nearly always the plugin. Okay. Now another issue that you will have, or you could have in your blog, and it's not that hard to fix, right? But it can be an absolute minefield. It can drive you mental because it just looks so bad. It's hard for a normal website, but I'm going to show you. Looking at this website here, right? If you imagine what happens is sometimes you go to your website and you see all this stuff that's down the side, you know, the banners, posts, and your, you know, your Facebook widget and category and stuff like that. You'll come here and this will be completely empty, and there'll just be this in the middle, and then you'll find that this here stuff actually appears. This stuff here actually appears at the very bottom of your blog here, and you know, you keep on scrolling down and it takes you down this wee thin line of stuff. Okay, so you might think when this happens, oh my goodness, my site's messed up, it's never going to work properly again, I need to bring an expert, you know, and pay hundreds to fix it. Or what you'll generally find with this is, what you want to do is, there's two things that happens. The first is you put in a new theme, okay? Because if you put in a new theme, it could affect, you know, your HTML and your sidebars and stuff, and it could do that. But that's less likely, right? But it's also a possibility. So if you change your theme, that could happen, okay? If that happens, what you'll find is you'll probably find that these here are actually now in the footer. Okay, so if you go into your, if you go in here to your appearance and then widgets, what you'll find is that the theme that you installed, the size that was in it is now maybe in the footer. Okay, so basically when you change the theme, all these things here have appeared over here. So now your website looks weird. So all you need to do in that case to fix it, right, if they have appeared here, all you need to do is just take these from here and put them back here in this sidebar. So move them to the sidebar, and that will sort out your site. Okay, so that's if you've changed the theme. That's one thing that can mess it up. The other thing that can mess it up is when you do a post, right, or when you add a new post, or when you copy and paste a post for something, if you miss out one little bit of HTML, it can actually mess up the coding of your site. I don't know how this happens. It happened to me multiple times. The first couple of times it drove me mental. But I remember my mentor said to me one day, you know, all you need to do is remember exactly when that happened and go to the posts that you did up until that day and change them from published. Okay, so if you go to your posts, if you go to all your posts, you'll see that every post that you put is published. Oh, well, not every post, but you know, the ones that you've published are published, okay? So say this is a published post, right? All you'll do is you'll click on edit, right? And you'll change this from public, click edit, and you can change it, state it published, and you can change it to draft or pending review. Press OK and update, and if you do that, the HTML of the post will not be live in your site anymore, right? So what I suggest you do is, if your last, say, 5 posts, this happened after the last 5 posts, I would go to the last 5 posts, one at a time. I would take the last one and I would put it to pending review, OK, and go back to your site, see if the sidebars are back to normal, see if they're on the side again or if they're still down the bottom. Okay, do your first post, then move on to your second post, check it, change it to draft, and what will happen is when you get to the post where the HTML mistake is, right, when you get to where the HTML mistake is, this banner sidebar will start being normal again. Okay, so all you do is, once you've done that, you find out where the culprit is. Say this post is the culprit. Okay, so say this post here was the culprit. Okay, what you'll do is you'll click here to visual, right? And then you you do a screenshot of the post and all that. Maybe save the URLs, okay? And then you just copy and paste all the text, and put it into a notepad. That will get rid of all the HTML in it. Right? HTML will now be gone because you've pasted it into a notepad. So all the bad HTML will now. So once you've done that, paste it in a notepad, save the picture, save the links, right? And then just delete this blog post, okay? Or, delete all the writing in it anyway. Then copy your blog post from the notepad, paste it back in here, change the size of the, titles and stuff to whatever you need. Input your picture again, words with the links that you saved, and press published, and you're ready to go. That will be your WordPress website sorted. Okay, so if you ever have any of those problems, I'm pretty sure that these will solve them for you. So if you haven't had any problems, don't think that you won't have any problems. Remember this training, save it somewhere, so that you have it for a rainy day, because this is something that could save you a heck of a lot of hassle and make your life a lot easier. If you've any questions at all, or anything that I haven't answered or you would like answered, feel free to ask me. Yeah, feel free to ask me. I'm just logging back in here on my phone to my Facebook Live page to see if there's any comments or questions. Okay. No, I don't see any at the moment. Okay. So that's it then for the training this evening. I hope you found it useful. But you've come and you've sat and you've listened to my live stream, you've listened to my training. As a little reward, if you haven't already got a website, if you go to asksatirus.com / 2 free websites, you will get 2 basic WordPress blogs that you can create for free, and you'll also get access to 2 weeks free training. Okay? If you've already got a website, invest a bit of money and you're serious about making money on it, to you, there is a subscribers and get a lot more targeted people. If you go to buildingabetterblog.com, that's BUILDINGBETTER blog blog.com /lifetime, that will take you to the page for a one-off lifetime offer to buy the software. Now the software will be a monthly or an annual payment in the future, but at the minute, for a very period of time, you can actually buy it for a one-off payment for life. And while other people are paying monthly for it and yearly for it, you just have paid it once and you don't have to ever pay it again. you know, they will continue to develop it from the people who pay monthly for it, and you will get the rewards. So I would advise you to jump on that if you've got a website and you want to get more subscribers, you want to get more conversions, and send more affiliate links. I highly recommend that software. If you've any questions, anything you want to ask me, you know, feel free to visit any of my websites, Ask Tyrus, buildingabetterblog.com, or saygoodbye9to5.com. And if you go to the bottom of the website, there is a live chat. Okay, so there is a live chat. If you just click on that, send me your message, I will get that message directly to my messenger phone, and I will answer it back. It will be me, not somebody else. I will answer it back very quickly. You see just down the bottom corner, there's a blue box. If you just click on that and just write your questions here, like so, and I will reply to them as soon as possible. Okay, so I hope you find this useful this evening. Feel free to share it, and I will talk to you again soon in the next training. Take care.